Hi, I'm Colleen, and this is Nate, and we are Navigate with Colleen and Nate. We share travel tips, where to eat, and if upgrades are worth it, helping you travel smarter. In this series, join us as we explore Seattle, then cruise to Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, and Victoria, BC, trying new excursions and local food at every stop. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when we post a new video. Now let's get ready to navigate your world. Well, welcome back, navigators. Today it is day 2 in the beautiful city of Seattle. So we started off our day, had another lovely breakfast at the Lotte Hotel at the Charlotte restaurant on the 16th floor. Tell you, top of the notch. So we just made our way down to the Seattle Aquarium along the waterfront. I think today is going to be a day of enjoying wildlife and the water. So come along.
We're off to a great start at the Seattle Aquarium, entering through the accessible entrance with ease. Using our city pass, we picked this as one of our 3 attractions, reserved our arrival time, and sailed through express check-in, ready for the marine adventure. All right, we got the obligatory picture. I'm sure it'll be against some backdrop, maybe this octopus here, who knows? But so far, an interesting building. Reminds me of a, what do you think, Colleen? Is it like a fishing
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a boathouse.
boathouse? It's a big boat. There's a big boat for this boathouse. We have absolutely no expectations today. But we're greeted by a big, huge fish tank. So I guess that is a good start for an aquarium. But yeah, very lovely in here. And again, everybody's super nice. So let's go explore.
Did you know the Seattle Aquarium opened in 1977 leads in marine conservation? Its Life on the Edge habitat showcases over 100 tide pool species. Our first stop, the Touchpool, to explore these amazing critters.
Colin, what are you telling me? What are you trying to get me to do?
I want him to touch something. There's like sea urchins, other little creatures.
No, can you touch a sea urchin?
Yeah, they're like spiky though.
Spiky?
I like the spiky tentacles. I don't know what you call them.
All right, so we just found out all this water here is actually pumped from outside. And there were some animals in here, I guess, that weren't put in here, but they snuck their way in. Colleen, because Colleen wanted to touch everything. I have no desire to touch anything. They're gonna bring a bowl over, and Colleen's gonna get to touch the animals. Isn't that fun? Colleen's clapping over there. She's so excited.
The same animal that's right behind the urchin that you can see down on the
Oh yeah, okay.
So this is a sea cucumber. 1 or 2 fingers, just real gentle. They feel like touching like a water balloon.
Oh yeah. Oh, we saw. And then what are those like little raised bumps on
Yeah,
them?
so not all sea cucumbers have those. They're called pseudo spines or fake spines.
Aww.
They are literally just to convince predators that they're not worth eating.
So you want to get one of those for a pet?
Yeah, we can put them in the pool. They like hot
in the
pools,
pool?
right?
I don't know.
Swim
I don't know if the
around,
chlorine is conducive to their health.
Green urchin. This urchin actually has, I'm gonna flip him over very gently, has a piece of kelp that he came with. We didn't want to separate him from his snacks.
Of course not.
But it'll feel like touching the tips of like toothpicks.
Oh yeah.
We just checked out the giant octopus. Things can get up to 14 feet long, up to 100 pounds, and they've even found some species that weigh over 160 pounds. And I tell you, if I was diving, that would be the last creature on planet Earth I'd want to run into under the water. I think Colleen wants to take one home as a pet. She wants to take home all the fishies as pets and put them in our pool. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, give it a like. Also, did you know that Colleen and I are both full-time travel advisors? So if you're planning a trip here to Seattle or beyond to Alaska, reach out to us at cruiseplanners of southflorida.com. And now back to the video. We're gonna go see some harbor seals next. Ready, Colleen?
I'm ready. Right. So we just stepped out onto Pier 60, which is right outside the aquarium. And now we're gonna go overlook Puget Sound. It is stunning. Forgot kind of what like strong ocean water smells like. Despite living on the coast ourselves, this just reminds me of New England in so many ways.
Might be a little hard to see it, but down there's actually a couple divers right now. They're doing some training for the aquarium. Not sure what they're training for, but they're in dry suits, so I asked about that. Water is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius today, which I guess is an improvement. I guess it was colder during the winter. Really cool. This is a It's very deceiving. That's what we're finding out about Seattle, is that you look at stuff and it doesn't look that big, but then you get inside of places and it's huge. And this complex here, like, I don't even know, there's more over here to explore. Like, we haven't even barely scratched the surface, but Anyways, Colleen disappeared on me, so I need to find her quickly. Later. We've just wrapped up an amazing time at the Seattle Aquarium's Pier 60. We checked out the playful harbor seals lounging in the sun, then watched the adorable sea otters twirl through the waters. The northern fur seals stole the show with their fun tricks, and we couldn't get enough of those river otters. Now we're heading to the newer part of the aquarium for more marine magic.
So we just visited Pier 59 and Pier 60. That is in the main building of the aquarium. So now we're actually going to go to their newest center, which is actually across the street, called Ocean's Pavilion. That actually looks like sharks, more reef animals. It's actually 2 stories. So you can actually have your one pass and just walk outside, go across the street to Ocean's Pavilion. And if you want to come back over to the main building as well, he said you can come in and out as often as you want throughout the day. So let's go get some more wildlife in our belt.
So we're here in the second building, and there's this amazing glass aquarium behind us. And it has to be 20 feet tall. It's absolutely amazing. And again, there's people of all different ages here. Really great place. I'm so glad that we came here. This is one I don't see a lot of videos on. So hopefully if you come to Seattle, you'll come check out the aquarium here. It's well worth it.
So we just made our way to the jellyfish nursery, and they have like a little nursery for the baby jellyfish, and then they have more medium-sized jellyfish, and then there's this live food culture right here. It helps keep them basically alive, producing. The jellies are amongst the oldest animal group, and so when the earth is right, they produce. This sanctuary here is allowing them to be kind of in captivity, producing, being fed, and then most likely released into the ocean.
All right, so now we're upstairs in the Ocean Pavilion, the top part of the reef, which is super cool. You probably just saw a shark swim by. So fun fact about the sharks, the whole enclosure here is built big enough because the sharks have to keep moving in order to oxygenate their gills. And when the sharks go to sleep at night, all they do is actually shut off part of their brain and they keep swimming. But this is really, really cool. And there's also a little diver, but this is amazing. Oh, look at that right there. Super cool. So Colleen, what are your thoughts so far on the aquarium?
Well, I am loving it. I love aquariums, zoos. Nate we were just reminiscing about one of my favorite things when we went to DC was the Smithsonian Zoo to see the pandas. One of my favorite things about Disney is Animal Kingdom. So clearly we're seeing a trend when we vacation. There has to be some sort of element of wildlife.
Well, folks, we just wrapped up our amazing visit to the Seattle Aquarium. Now we're switching gears to the Seattle Great Wheel. Standing 175 feet tall, it's the tallest Ferris wheel on the West Coast with stunning Puget Sound views. Each gondola can hold up to 8 people and takes about 20 minutes to complete a full ride. With tickets in hand, we're getting ready for the ride. Let's go.
All right, well, we're here at Miner's Landing. Colleen wanted me to go on the big wheel. She knows I'm terrified of heights, so she was like, where can I take Nate and terrify him? So I got our tickets, $53 lighter, and they're gonna get us up there because they need a little lift. All right, let's go. What do you think about this, Colleen?
We made it on the Great Wheel. So it was actually really easy. They had a separate little, one of those 1-2 person little outside elevator. So Nate and I both hopped in it, brought us up to the top deck, and then they, when they finished kind of rotating the wheel, put out a ramp, and easy enough, was able to slide right in, and we're in.
Oh geez, and now we're getting up there. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I thought this was a good idea. So I was jokingly said it was, well, Colleen did want to do it, but oh my, look at this.
Woo!
Oh boy.
Well, that's a view.
So we are at Elliott's Oyster House. It's down on the waterfront here. We're just going to grab some lunch before our final excursion here in Seattle. But we're going to start off today with pan-fried Pacific oysters. Then I'm doing a local IPA. And Colleen, what did you get?
An Italian wine.
Colleen got an Italian wine. But FYI, they have a happy hour here. I'm not sure when the happy hour runs, but it is really popular. So if you want to come in and grab some happy hour specials, but I would just advise pack your patience because you're going to be waiting a little bit for a table. But if you just want to sit down and have either lunch or a regular dinner, no problem. Get right seated.
So big decisions because Nate and I gravitate to the same menu items and we want to have some variety. I'm going to start off with the white clam chowder, a cup of that. And then I'm going to try the rockfish tacos. I've never had rockfish before, so we're going to give that a whirl.
All right, and as Colleen was saying, I'm going to try a different chowder. I'm going to try the spicy crab chowder, and I'm going to do the Alaskan cod and chips. We'll see what all this is. I think we're going to be pretty full by the time we get out of here. So Colleen was thinking about getting something for dinner. I don't think we're going to need anything for dinner at this rate.
So our first appetizer arrived. It is the pan-fried oysters, and they look amazing. Comes with a little barbecue sauce or homemade tartar sauce. It looks amazing. So 5 is the portion, good size, and they look huge. So I think we need to start digging in.
I just took my first bite. First of all, these oysters are huge. Tartar sauce, delicious. But I actually like this barbecue sauce, which is quite unusual. It's not something that I've ever seen on a menu, but look at this. I don't think the camera's doing it just, there we go. But really delicious. Bon appetit. Colleen, the oysters, what do you think?
Amazing. Really, really good. Light batter, so you actually really taste the oysters. It's a nice alternative. If you're not into like raw oysters, you can come here and still get like a cooked and get the fresh seafood and enjoy it. So really good.
So how is the chowder?
Amazing. Thick, creamy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That
Looks
is
good. Looks like it's got some heat with
How's
that color.
the chowder compared to the chowder you had yesterday?
Pike's Place chowder. I kind of like the Pike's Place chowder slightly better, but this is very good. It's just different. I think the other one was more like New England style.
Yeah, it looks a little thinner.
Yep, exactly.
But this is really good. The crab and corn chowder is a little spice in it. Just perfect. All right, we're gonna have to eat really quick. Those look yummy.
They look really good.
And good thing they're small because we've got to dine. We're not going to dine and dash, but we've got to eat and go. All right, guys. Well, I just took it right in the eye. Look out for these lemons. Really juicy, but luckily I think my eye reacted quick enough. I saw that lemon drop heading for my eye, and Colleen was smart. She's so smart. She's right over there. She said, dip your napkin in some water and get it in there. So I'm safe. I'm not going to go blind. How are those tacos, Colleen?
Oh, they're really good.
Yeah?
Really, really good. Flavorful.
Safer.
Yep,
And
that's
then
fine.
I got you lassoed.
I know. I'm not going anywhere.
So we are getting on the ship now, the Spirit of Seattle. Colleen kept going, I don't think this is our ship. But I was like, I think this is our ship. I think we got to get going. So we scarfed down the last chips. I scarfed down my last fries, or chips, as they're known in England. Now we're gonna go on a boat ride, which I think is 90 minutes or so. But anyways, they're getting Colleen down here, nice and easy. We're gonna go tour around the bay here. So Colleen, question, was that our ship?
That was our ship. I thought it was like arrive at 4:05. Is it like departure at 4:05?
I think it was departure at 4:05.
Holy crap.
So
We don't operate like this, Nate.
I know. I was telling everyone, so what was I?
You were right. It was our ship.
Welcome aboard the Spirit of Seattle with Argosy Cruises, your friend on the water since 1949. We're gliding through the Puget Sound, a sparkling gem of the Pacific Northwest, stretching 100 miles from Olympia to Whidbey Island. Argosy's narrated harbor cruise dishes out Seattle's maritime history and jaw-dropping views of the Olympic Mountains and iconic skyline. Fun fact, Puget Sound's depths hit over 900 feet, teeming with orcas and seals. Sit back and soak in the Emerald City's waterfront charm. Just get some shots in. So unfortunately, Colleen has to stay on the first deck. There is no elevator, so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind if you are coming out here. But I got the Space Needle behind me there. Everyone's getting in those all-important selfies to prove that they were here in Seattle, because if you don't have a selfie, then no one will believe that you were actually here. But you know, if you like to learn about this area too, so the tour guide's giving a lot of little bits. So things I learned today, Expedia's headquarters are here in Seattle. Didn't know that. Also, grain is one of the biggest exports. I guess they ship it all the way from Nebraska. This is one of the furthest ports west in the continental United States, so really saves them a bunch of time to do that. It's a beautiful day here in Seattle. We've had perfect weather this week. It's been really, really nice. And again, people are super friendly here. So I'm gonna get back to Colleen and take some more shots, but again, loving it. Colleen, what do you think about the tour so far?
I love it. It's really pretty to see the skyline from this angle, and it's very relaxing, I'll be quite honest. I think like after 2 solid days of running around, this is kind of a nice way to cap off our time in Seattle. Very peaceful, and we get to see a little bit of beyond just like the cityscape and see a little bit of the nature and other historic landmarks. So it's been really enjoyable.
All right, navigators, well, that is gonna do it for us from Seattle. We are out 2 days here. Colleen, are you feeling beat?
I feel a little beat. I'm looking forward to the next leg of the vacation, but Seattle, you've treated us really well. I think we've eaten our way through, we've seen all the major sites. I think it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, Colleen, what was your favorite thing this last couple days?
Honestly, I love the aquarium. I think that's a must-see when you come. I mean, there's obviously the Space Needle and there's other, you know, the city skyline, but I'm a huge fan of the aquarium.
Yeah, I agree. The aquarium was great. My favorite thing was the crab cakes Benedict at the Charlotte restaurant on the top of the Lotte. So if you are in town and you're looking to treat yourself, make sure you head over to the Lotte. So that's going to do it for us from Seattle. Tomorrow we're going to take you and show you what it's like to board a ship here in Seattle, because a lot of people haven't seen that before, and tell you what it's all about. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Until next time, we remind you to
navigate your world.